Welcome to another episode of Keeks and Squeaks Speaks.
And we're talking wrestling, and we're going to try to be, is it partial, impartial?
We're gonna be impartial. Well, I am going to be impartial.
Whatever the word is, because we're not using dictionaries today. We're going to try to be fair to everyone and mention everything to the three top American wrestling promotions. Let me repeat what I just said. The three top American wrestling promotions. All right? WWE, TNA, AEW. Now that we got that out of the way and people can probably breathe that we're not mentioning whomever else.
First thing we're going to talk about is the fun new information of a contract signing between TNA and WWE. I told you, if you watched the last episode, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this love fest that's going to be everything, because you know what this all means.
It means that we can probably see what some would consider dream matches, dream returns, if you would say. The fact that now it is entirely possible that we could finally see AJ Styles wrestle in a TNA ring before his retirement. Which is completely crazy, because maybe a number of years ago, something like this would have never been the case. And people like to say, oh, WWE has purchased TNA. That's not what this is. This is a partnership. And to show that it's a partnership and not an acquisition, WWE, and this is, again, the world we are living in right now for pro wrestling, WWE promoted TNA Genesis. Under Vince, this was never ever going to happen. This is a great time to be a fan of pro wrestling, because you have two entities that were rivals many years ago. You would never mention either or on their programming. Now seeing their stars on our shows on their shows, blah 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 blah. I'm saying ours as in WWE and TNA, not ours. We are obviously not part of any.
Not part of affiliate. We are not affiliated with any of the pro wrestling affiliations of any kind. Is that the correct legalese? Can't be. Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. Because we don't want to, I don't know, break the internet again.
Yeah, we definitely don't. Now, to those former WWE,
looking at you, name it. Even though you said you'd never come back to WWE, you can do it now.
If you want. Again,
you don't have to be Cole Ziggler. You don't have to be Cole Ziggler ever again. But you can now show up.
You can come back. You can do your thing. You will be welcomed back as a good friend and family member. Same thing with the Hardy Boys.
Did I see a picture of the Hardys and Axiom and Fraser?
Yes.
Did I see that correctly?
And what we also saw is, as voted by your two favorite people, the new TNA champ, Joe Henry. I believe in Henry. Okay.
He has a belt now. Like,
exactly. Listen. He deserved that belt. Joe, we believe and we believed. You got this. Thinking about it, wouldn't it be great? Because again, as I said before, since they are able to now pretty much come and go as they will, we do have the Royal Rumble coming up for WWE. And not too long ago, there was an appearance by the new TNA Knockout Women's Champion over there at NXT. So this leaves many doors open, which could be very interesting. Imagine.
Former TNA Knockout Champion. I'm pretty sure
she
just lost to Tessa.
Now, would it be possible for someone at TNA to win the Royal Rumble and have a shot at a championship belt over at WWE? Let's ponder it.
Not to throw shade, but in this scenario, it's not a forbidden door.
Personally, I like this.
Then again, WWE did open the forbidden door when they did their Cruiserweight Championship. They gave us showings of guys from New Japan and all over, like Zack Sabres Jr. They gave us Kota Ibushi. They gave us Kushida. They gave us a lot of people you would never have thought would be in the WWE ring. And yes, it is a WWE ring, even though it's NXT or 205. Whatever it was called then, it was still WWE.
So now, also, since they're bringing in things and people, we want to say, welcome, Penta, to the WWE.
Or the big leagues, as they say. Not to throw shade or anything.
We're not doing that.
Well, no, we're going to do that. Listen, Penta has been a star in the last 2 weeks. He has made more waves, looking amazing than he did at the other place. And listen, this is because the guy in charge, he's Vince.
We're just going to say that we do hope that Penta is going to be used to the best of his abilities, because he is a talented wrestler. And
did you guys not see him recently against Pete Dunne? That match was crazy.
And if you haven't seen that, here's your chance to go ahead to the network in which it all airs on. Go to Netflix. If you haven't gotten your subscription to Netflix, I'm not sure what you're doing. You can't borrow mine, but go to Netflix, because your WWE Raw on Monday nights is aired live on Netflix.
And it's not skipping around. It's not doing anything fumbly. It's actually running.
It is running beautifully. Good job, Netflix and WWE, for putting together a wonderful production. Again, we are not sponsored or affiliated with anything about WWE or their affiliates in this time or fashion.
So look, speaking of AEW and people leaving AEW, can we talk about Malachi Black? Not just Malachi Black, but there's a slew of people, but Malachi Black, and I heard also Britt Baker. Is it funny to anybody that these two people they say, and this is whoever's writing it, I'm going on what they're saying. It could be true, it could not be true. Nobody knows. But they're saying that Malachi Black and Britt Baker are both either in turmoil with the rest of the locker room, or it's just fed up with AEW, period. And I'm not saying either one is fed up. I'm saying likely these are the two things that keep reoccurring and talking about these two people. Now, not only that, but you also have guys like Ricky Starks, who really would like to wrestle and is not being used. So he could totally, go do something elsewhere. I don't understand why he's being held to a contract he likely doesn't need to be. We also have Penta's legitimate brother, Ray Phoenix, who could be released from his contract. He hasn't been used since his injury. And what are we doing? This isn't a Tony Khan thing. This is a Vince McMahon thing. Vince did this. Vince helped. Why are we here? Let him go. Give him free. Give him free. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to see Ray and Penta? I mean, I kind of want Penta to have a nice, lengthy singles competition outing first before his brother shows up.
Didn't we say we were going to be nicer?
We did say we were going to be nice, and this is me being nice. I'm just reporting what's going on.
So what I will say is they have a talented roster over there at AEW who sadly some are not being used just yet. Hopefully they will use them in the future.
So
hopefully
listen. Listen. There are people in AEW that I am totally behind. All right? Ricochet.
Yes.
Okay?
100%.
Ricochet.
Even given that whole incident with the scissors to Swerve Strickland, I
don't know what they're doing with Ricochet, but this is what I do know. This is what I do know. Ricochet is leaps and bounds better than Will Ospreay.
Oh my gosh.
It has to be said. I'm sorry. Look at any of their rivalry matches. Look at their New Japan stuff. Look at their indie stuff. When those two have a match, the person who is cleaner, who does things effortlessly, is not Will Ospreay. It's Ricochet.
And that is fine.
Ricochet needs a belt.
He definitely deserves a belt. 100% Ricochet deserves a belt.
But he also needs to work on his promos.
His mic skills are not yet up to par. I'm sure that they are working with him on that.
I'm sure they are not.
He is getting a little bit better.
He's not.
The last promo that he did, I had chuckles out of it. I don't know.
Is he still doing the Jadakiss thing?
He didn't do it last time.
So he forgot?
No, he didn't forget. He got beat up by Swerve and Nana. So he didn't get a chance to really...
Whoa. I think I saw this.
Yes.
Is this the one where Nana hits him with the chair?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same guy, Nana, who stood around and watched as Swerve got waffle stomped by everyone in the past few months. That guy?
Yes.
All right. Does nothing for Ricochet is all I'm saying. Nothing.
I am
nothing for Ricochet.
Because they have personal history.
Their history goes all the way back from Lucha Underground, but listen.
Again, I do like how the story. I do like how their at least creating stories or at least building suspense. They're building up to something that's going to be interesting to watch. I'm just going to go ahead and say, Ricochet, keep doing your thing out there. I'm for it. And then, but back to Will Ospreay. I still like Will Ospreay too.
Will Ospreay isn't bad. I didn't say he sucked. I did say he is not better than Ricochet. This is a fact.
I don't think anybody's fully saying that he is.
I think everyone is saying that he is. And they should probably reconsider that. Because, and I say this is, people said that WWE did not manage Ricochet properly. So, I'm calling their bluff. I'm saying this authentically, because I truly do believe this. Ricochet is better than Will Ospreay. And in that conclusion, Ricochet should have a belt. Will Ospreay got a belt before Ricochet. He got a belt in less time than Ricochet has been there. So did Okada. So did Monet. They all got belts before Ricochet.
I do think they are building up to a good rivalry. They're just trying to see what works.
And let me tell you what else is going to trigger me.
And it's going to be a thing.
You know what's going to trigger me? Mm-hmm. And I'm pulling for these guys. I want these guys to win because they need to win. They're the only legitimate wrestlers and fighters on that roster that can do damage. And I'm talking about the Hurt Syndicate. I'm talking about Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. There's no reason. Tony.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Listen, there's no reason why Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley should lose against Private Party. Nothing against Private Party. Nothing at all. But have you seen Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin? Have you seen Shelton wrestle? Have you seen Bobby fight?
If you're wondering what he's referring to, it will be the lineup for Wednesday night Dynamite. When Private Party will put the belts on the line against the Hurt Syndicate. That is what he's referring to. We are all thoroughly excited for this.
I feel they're going to drop the ball.
We're going to find out.
I'm going to be mad. And disqualification, time limit, things that's going to have Private Party legitimately beat the Hurt Syndicate. And you know what? I'm going to give you a benefit of the doubt. Let's say Private Party wins, all right? Only because it's on TV. The next pay-per-view, whichever it is, I don't know. Next pay-per-view, a rematch, and I'm talking complete annihilation of Private Party. I'm saying they can tag in and out if they want to. Bobby and Shelton just toss them around the ring, as they should.
If you haven't noticed, he's a little passionate about this. Now, next thing, we're gonna say welcome back to
a couple people, actually.
A couple people.
Samoa Joe.
Welcome back, Samoa Joe. We are happy to have you back in fighting shape. He will be going against Nick Wayne. Also on AEW Dynamite on Wednesday night.
Also should be a squash.
And because we care about good business, you can also go ahead and get the HBO Max subscription there, and you can watch all your AEW pleasure right there. They stream live for Wednesday nights for Dynamite and Saturday for Collision. So if you haven't gotten your subscription to that, you can get the bundle for Disney and Hulu and HBO Max.
Yeah, and then you can watch Disney and those. Is this the card?
This is the card.
This is the card.
This is the card. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at this. Pac. Where has he been?
Sitting in a corner somewhere, twirling his fingers, waiting for his cue to come in. I'm thinking he's been injured. I'm just gonna go with he was injured.
There's no way.
There's no way that he was injured. But yeah.
So he's going against. Oh, cool. It's like, all right. So
then we're gonna have a rematch.
I don't see
for Julia Hart and Jamie Hare. Let's see. We're also gonna have a face-to-face with Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. All exciting things. I'm happy.
Thing is, didn't Will Ospreay and Omega have a match where Kenny Omega got dumped on the back of his head? And I know I saw the thing. No one should be telling him how to wrestle, and I'm not telling him how to wrestle. I would never tell him how to wrestle. I'm not even going to say that it was a bad spot, because Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are probably the only two people in the world that can do crazy spots like that and be safe. Thing is, didn't Kenny Omega recently come back from an injury that nearly ended his career, or did he have an infection? He had something going on with him. Point is that it feels like this match, if it's a match, I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it too soon, is what I'm trying to get at. It's almost as if they have nothing left.
They have a stock packed full fighting ready lineup of usable roster.
You say that, and yet we never see them.
This is true. This is true. So with that, I'm going to say Tony Khan, my friend, buddy, pal, compadre, I have full faith in you to use your roster to the best of their abilities.
Was MJF on that card?
No.
Was Jeff Jarrett on that card?
No. They have another thing going on.
Where is Jay Lethal?
He is trying to help Jeff Jarrett. That's a whole other storyline. That's happening there. And with that being said, Jeff Jarrett, I have full confidence in you to have another title run. It may be short.
Do you know who has the belt right now?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. I'm going to say it. That belt is not going to be interesting until you get the belt off of Jon Moxley.
And it's not that we dislike Jon Moxley. I like the guy. I think he is a personality talent, okay? I do believe that getting that title away from him is a good idea. There is a
and this is this. Let me explain why, because I brought it up. Just give me a moment. Listen, when Jon Moxley came back, he said, "This company isn't yours no more." I'm trying to do the impression, but it's bad. But he said that he was basically going to save AEW from who knows, because there were so many egos and stuff going on and blah, 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 blah. Skip forward a couple, and the only viewable ego is Jon Moxley. It's kind of confusing because if he is on his crusade to cure AEW of egos and what he calls whatever, why is he, or has he, did this happen already? The is a 6-man tag? No, it's not 6-man. It's like a 12-man tag team with the Death Riders and the Learning Tree versus Hobbs.
That did not happen yet, no.
Are we sure it did not happen?
It did not happen yet.
I think that it did happen. This is how confusing AEW is. We are completely confused about what's happened and what has yet to happen. This has had to have happened before his title match against Jon Moxley. I think, probably. I work on Wednesdays. I have no idea. I watch the reruns, so I don't know what day things happen. Some matches are way more interesting to me. I've really only been watching Shelton and Bobby. I've really only peeked at Ospreay doing what he does. I've stayed away from Ricochet because he's made me sad. It happened already.
It happened.
See, look what I'm saying. Look. See, that face is like mild depression.
It wasn't even mild depression.
It's full-blown depression. You thought you did, but you probably didn't.
No, I just didn't get a chance to
blending together.
I didn't get a chance to.
The timeline is not going this. The timeline is going this. Loki is not doing his job.
We're not going to say that. Loki's doing a wonderful job. Anywho,
prune the timeline.
We're going to go ahead and end this and say thank you, AEW. Thank you, TNA. Thank you, WWE. We appreciate all of you, the entire roster, and those coming up. Those developmental kids. You guys got it. Again, I'm ready whenever you guys are. Yelp.
Still. All right.
We all have dreams.
Okay.
Oh, throw me in the Royal Rumble.
Mm-mm.
Yelp. Over top.
Mm-mm.
I will claw. Anyway, this has been another episode of Keeks, Squeaks, Speaks.